I've had the most oddly chaotic day today, and it's currently 1:37 a.m. and the internet has gone out. I can't even change the color of the lights. I know that's first world problems. To give you some context, I've looked like this all day and it's not a good look, and I apologize, but just it's been a day, and it's been a very strange day. But it was a good day, but then it was like a weird day, but then it was a good day, and then I fucked it up. But anyway, so the point of me telling you all this, so it started off as a wonderful sunny Friday, and I had a dentist appointment. I had been putting off this dentist appointment for about approximately 8 months due to the Rona, and I was like, no, the dentist is like one of the last places I want to go, you know, because you're sitting there like, and the Rona gets spread through like water particles, air particles, all the other stuff, and like I don't trust people. And you may be like, well, then Kate, why did you go to the dentist today? I got my first cavity when I was 21 and got it taken care of. I go to the dentist every year, so you're supposed to technically go every 6 months, but I have genetically nice teeth. And you may be like, how do you know that, Kate? You drink a Dr. Pepper a day. Because every time I go in, they're like, nice, and I'm like, nice. Anyways, so I have, I think, one cavity. I don't know when it happened, but I had a feeling, I had the filling for that cavity fall out. Don't know when it happened, don't know how it happened. The last time I went to the dentist in January of this year, she was like, hey, you have, you know, a missing filling, you need to get that fixed. And I was like, that explains why things have been a little bit more sensitive. Then I was like, oh, I'll come back in like a few months and get it taken care of, like, you know, because I couldn't do it the same day. And then all of a sudden the Rona happened, and I'm like, oh my God. The last week I've been having, it's not really pain, it's just more of like a heightened sensitivity on this side of my face, and I was like, so I went to the dentist. I made an appointment and I went to the dentist today for a cleaning and for a filling. You know, I woke up, my appointment was at 11:15 and I woke up at like 10:30 and I was like, ooh, I gotta go. So I immediately jumped up, I threw on this shirt, I threw on some shorts, I put on mascara, that's it, and I was like, I gotta go. So I like left. I zoomed off to the dentist. It was a fine ride, you know. I did have something interesting happen to me, and I should have filmed it, but I didn't because I was so excited. So when I was visiting my mom, I found a CD case that I had growing up, and it had like Barbie hip hop and like Bratz dolls CDs inside of it, and I was like, no way, I gotta listen to this. And so I put it in on my drive to the dentist, and it was wild. It was there on the Bratz disc CD, only 2 songs. Even better, the Barbie's hip hop song, 1 song on the CD. Oh man, the 90s were a different time, or early 200s. 200s? What am I, a cave woman? Anyway, don't answer that. I go all the way, I get to the dentist, and I pull into the street, and I was like, okay, cool, there's a parking spot I can parallel park. I'm a pretty good parallel parker. I've learned to do it pretty well in Los Angeles. The problem is I haven't really driven in like 8 months, and so I was like, oh, I got this, no problem. So I pull in, and I don't do it, and like I hit the curb too soon, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. There's another spot in front of this car. So I go around the car in front and then I park, and I get out and I look at the meter, and the meter's broken. And I'm like, so I was like, I'll just scoot up to the next one. So I scoot up to the next meter, and I get out and I'm like, ugh, cobwebs. All right, can you at least read on this meter before I put my card in? And so I was trying to read, and you couldn't see the screen on this one either, but I was like, man, there's a lot of cobwebs. Why are there so many cobwebs? It's like no one's used this meter. And so I looked to see where you pay, and there was a massive spider hoarding its egg sac looking at me. I could see the eyes, and I was like, spiders don't really scare me, but I don't, I had all the cobwebs touch me because I thought it was just cobwebs, and it wasn't. It was like a whole ass spider with tiny little spider babies in its little egg sac, big egg sac, not little. And I was like, not my cup of tea, not my cup of tea for today, no thank you. So I got back in my car, and I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck this whole street. I'm gonna go around the other side. So I flipped a U-ey and parked and paid for 2 hours at the parking meter. Didn't know how long this was gonna take, and I was like, okay, did it. Then I go inside, and then I had to like fill out the forms, and then they had told me to put on hand sanitizer, and then they're like, okay, we need to take your temperature. They took my temperature, and I was 98 degrees Fahrenheit, which is normal, good to go. And then they're like, okay, we need we need to test your blood oxygen levels with the little finger clamp. And I was like, all right. So I put it in and she's like, oh good, 98, 99. And I was like, mm-hmm. And she goes, why is your heart rate 139? See, I didn't want to tell her the spider story, but at the same time, it's like my heart rate was like 139. You can't just like walk into the dentist with a heart rate of 139. Like resting heart rate is like 60 to 100. So I'm standing there, I go, oh, well, you see, there was a parking meter and I went to pay the parking meter and I pulled into the park. I went to pay and there was a really big spider and I got cobwebs all over me, but it's like there was a spider into where you pay. And that's why. And the woman was like, are you serious? Like right out there? And I was like, yeah, it's pretty gross. And she's like, well, we have a parking lot. And I was like, oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. So not only did I get cobwebs all over me, but I paid $2 for 2 hours that I didn't even really need to pay $2 for. I love you, Los Angeles. Thank you so much. Anyway, so skip forward to I go sit down in the seat and we're preparing to get my teeth cleaned. And the dentist is so nice and I really like going there. It's just, this is my second time going and we had this conversation the first time. And so when I sat down in the chair, I don't know if you guys know this, I'm a little insecure about my teeth, not too insecure. Somebody tries to make fun of me, I'm just kind of like, but I don't know if you guys know this, I've had a lot of dental work growing up because I sucked my thumb when I was a child until I was like 6. Do not recommend, but I had a lot of dental work and then I got braces and I went through bullying in middle school, but I had braces all the time. For some reason, my orthodontist was like, wow, her teeth moved so fast, we should take the braces off a year early. I feel like that's a great idea because of how fast her teeth moved. He was a fool. You know why he was a fool? Because if my teeth moved fast to get into place, they're gonna move fast back out. And that's exactly what happened. And you know what he did? He blamed me. You're not wearing your retainers. Sir, I am a goody two-shoes. I am the most obedient child. I wear my retainers every single night. How dare you put this on me? Anyways, so I have crooked teeth. I have one snaggle tooth and then I have another tooth down here that went wah. And then my teeth are a little bit shifted, but there's only really main 2 teeth that have been crooked. This is the one I hate the most, the snaggle tooth. It bothers me. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you smile so cute. I hate it. I hate it. Not the smile, the tooth. Just the tooth. But it doesn't have a cavity, so I'll give it that. Anyway, the point of this, so I sat down in the chair. You probably can see where this is going. Sat down in the chair and she was looking at my teeth. She goes, oh, so have you thought about getting braces? And in my head I was like, all right, we talked about this last time, because I was like, yeah, I kind of thought about it. I really want Invisalign though. And then at the time in January she was like, oh, don't do Invisalign. Invisalign's bad. It moves your teeth wrong and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, okay, but I really don't want, it's Invisalign or no Invisalign like that. I don't want normal metal braces. No thank you. I've been through that. Plus braces are expensive and like it turned out like this anyway, so like what's the point? Anyway, so she was like, oh, have you ever thought about braces? And I wanted to see where she went with this, and so I was like, oh yeah, I've kind of thought about it. She's like, yeah, because you have some teeth here and here and here that are pretty crooked. Have you thought about like braces or Invisalign or something? And I was like, didn't you say Invisalign was bad? I didn't want to say that though, because I wanted to hear what she had to say for it. But I was like, oh, I thought about Invisalign, but it seems pretty expensive. And she's like, yeah, well, they do clear braces and it'll make you look pretty. Oh, she quickly like caught on and was like, oh, I mean, like, you're already pretty. And I was like, the teeth cleaning begins and everything was, fine, whatever. And then she was about to start doing the filling and was like, oh, do you want anesthesia? And I was like, I thought we were just doing a filling. Are we doing like a root canal? Like what the hell? Why would I need anesthesia for the... But I asked, I was like, oh, well, is it extra? Because, like, I'm pretty sure if you have to be under anesthesia, like, that's pretty extra. I gotta drive home. Like, what the hell? What is going on? And she was like, oh, no, it comes with it. It comes with it. It's just we're gonna numb the area. I'm like, oh, you're numbing it. Got it. I thought I was gonna go under. Oh, man, the only time I've been under was for getting my wisdom teeth removed, and that was a trip in itself. Man, imagine if I drove then. Hell no. Oh, my God. Anyway. So, I was like, yeah, I don't mind if it's numb. And she's like, okay. And so she like starts numbing it. She's like, if you feel anything, let me know if, and then we could put more numbingness on it. I was like, okay, like I got a high pain tolerance anyway, I'm fine. So she numbs it and I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. Put the filling in, the filling wasn't fine, and they were cleaning my teeth some more and cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. I was like, damn, I was here 8 months ago. Why are you doing this much cleaning? It's not that bad. I floss almost every single day. What the hell is going on? I have one of the spinning toothbrushes. I try to take care of my teeth, even though it is genetic and I have decently good teeth, because I drink a soda a day. Do not do that, children. It'll become a habit and you can't break out of the habit, and you longingly want the soda, and it's so hard to break out of. You try to trick yourself into drinking tea, but it never is the same. So we finish up with the teeth and I go out and I pay, and they want to take my picture for some reason. I'm like, I look like this, are you serious? Are you serious right now? I could have put eyeliner on. I should have put eyeliner on. Instead of mascara, I should have put eyeliner on, but oh well, here we are. Finish up the dentist, I get in my car and I'm like, you know what? I need to go to the P.O. box. So I go happily to the P.O. box, and I get to the P.O. box and I'm like, nice. So I go in, get all the stuff, which by the way, I don't deserve y'all. Like the stuff, like the amount of like just like the letters, the stuff, the kindness, it blows my mind every single time. So if you've ever sent me anything to my P.O. box, like letters, postcards, pictures, presents, anything, like I can't even fathom, and I appreciate it so much. Like I want to open on stream, but there's still a part of me that's like worried I'm gonna get something like weird, and I don't want to get banned on Twitch, and so I've kind of been opening them off camera. But if it's good, I'll bring it up in stream. But man, like I appreciate y'all a lot. Okay, so finish the P.O. box. Pick up the stuff at the P.O. box, and I was like, you know what? I haven't gotten my car cleaned in quite some time, and it was bad. And when I mean like I haven't gotten my car cleaned in quite some time, I mean like a year and a half. And even also maybe like, okay, that's not that bad. We have fires, and with those fires comes ash. And also it's just very dusty in LA, and it's very dirty. And my car was outside for a lot of the times of the last year and a half. And so yeah, I had like cat paw prints from a random cat, don't know. It was time. And so I punch into my GPS, I'm like, okay, drive through car wash, blah, blah, blah. And I find this one car wash. I was like, nice. So I pull up into it and I pay for it, and I got like the rainbow sparkle one. It was really cool. What I didn't expect was I pulled up and the guy was like, okay, put your car in neutral. And I was like, car in park? All right. He's like, no, neutral, and pointed to the N on the wall. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm a moron. Okay, in. And I was like, why am I in neutral? And then my car starts moving and I was like, whoa. So apparently, in like cool car washes, you put your car in neutral. I've never known this. I've been to the ones where you just kind of slowly drive through and hope for the best. Unless those have been like neutral ones this whole time and I've broken them. Oh no. So I like put my car neutral and it was like do, you know, do all the car wash stuff, and I was like, okay, I understand why babies get terrified of this, because if I didn't know what was going on and all I heard was this, scary. Very scary, no thank you. But then I pulled out of the car wash, I was like, wow. I could tell immediately my car was like super clean, blew my mind, haven't seen my car like that in a really long time, and it felt good, and I was like, nice, I should go do all my other errands. And then I was also like, no, I should not. And I'm like, you know what, you're right, I'm gonna go home. Start driving home, and I'm, you know, vibing to my music, having a great time. And then something weird happens. As I was driving back, I was like listening to my music, having a good time, you know, whatever, and I noticed this guy, I'm gonna stop at a red light, there's a guy in front of me, and he was looking at his like window side mirror, looking at me, and his hand was out the window, and all I could see was like this part of his face. And I was like, that's weird, I've never locked eyes with someone that way before. That's very strange. Oh well. And so I just kept, you know, listening to my music, focused on the light, and I glance over and he's still staring at me. And you may be like, well, okay, how do you know he's staring at? Because I felt it. I felt it. You ever know, like when you're like looking around and you're like, and then you turn and then someone's looking at you? It was that, and it was uncomfy, and all of it made me uncomfy. And you might be like, okay, how do you know for real then? Because you can't just base off a feeling. You're right, you know, you can't really. He waved at me multiple times, and so, because, you know, I accidentally locked eyes with, and so he goes like this, right? So his hand was outside the window like this, and he goes, keep in mind, I'm like behind him, and I was like, ooh, I can't even look straight ahead of the road. I'm gonna wing it. Winging it usually works in streams. I'm gonna wing driving, and don't actually ever do that. I'm joking. Ever, never drive. Drive responsibly, drive smartly, drive defensively. Anyway, so this guy's in front of me, And I was like, ooh, this is weird. And so I like get over, and then he gets over, and I was like, okay. So I get back over, and this other car was in front of me at this point, and so I was driving in this lane, ready? So I was like, doot, 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 and he was like up here, ready? He hits his brakes, and there's a red light ahead. So he hits his brakes until we're like here. There's no cars in front of him. There's cars in front of me. He's supposed to move up, but he doesn't. He stops right next to my car, and I wish I was making this up. I wish I was making this up. But he stops directly next to my car, and I'm like, I'm not looking over there. I'm not looking over there. I'm going to sit here in a poised, elegant fashion. I'm going to watch this red light. I'm not going to look over in his direction. And I see movement, and I'm like, not looking over in that direction. I'm focused on the light. I'm having a good time. I was doing this, and I was like, not looking, not looking. And then he just goes, and takes off, and then just turns down the street and just goes. I look like this. I don't know what, I don't know. Like, wait, this isn't impressive. Like, this isn't supposed to catch the eye of someone in traffic, in LA traffic. There's no way. For starters, personally, I feel like I look a little underaged because I don't have makeup on. Secondly, unattractive. Thirdly, tired. I get home and I open the PO box stuff. Like I said, I don't deserve you guys. This stuff is so cool. Like, thank you so much. So after that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat some food. I'm gonna get ready to stream. And I'm like, can I eat? Am I allowed to eat? I googled it, and I was, but just to be safe, I chewed on this side, and I also only ate soup and crackers because I wanted to be gentle. So I ate, and I was like, nice, I should get ready to stream. Except my mouth is numb, and it kind of hurts. So remember how I said that they like cleaned and cleaned and cleaned and cleaned and cleaned and cleaned and cleaned my teeth? Yeah, it like tore my gums apart. So my gums are destroyed. Then I was like, well, you know, wow, I'm really tired. I want to watch some anime, but I also want to read some manga, and then I want to like chill for a little bit, wait till I'm feeling. So I sit on the couch and I wrap myself in a blanket, and I proceed to fall asleep for 3 hours. Happy Friday. I don't know why I slept so long, but I did. And the worst part, ready? So the worst part was I slept so long, and then I woke up. And that's the bad part. I woke up, no. I woke up and I was like, wow, I slept for 3 hours. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. That's a shame. Well, I'm gonna drink my Dr. Pepper of the day and carry on my way. And we'd be like, oh my God, Kate, there's so many things wrong with that. Because one, you're having a Dr. Pepper in the PM of the time of the night, and that is not a good thing because it has caffeine, and caffeine is the only one thing that affects you. Alcohol doesn't really affect you, but caffeine does. I don't know why. Even a little smidgen of caffeine, it affects you. So the Dr. Pepper, you know, I think it's gonna keep me up at night. And I don't know, maybe you got your teeth cleaned today, Kate. Maybe you got a filling put in today, Kate. Should you really be drinking a Dr. Pepper? Probably not, but did I? Yes, I did, and it was delicious. I then proceeded to play video games, and I was winning. I was winning a lot, and it was a lot of fun. And then I played video games with friends, and then I lost every single game. Every single one. That was not that fun. And then after that, I ate some chicken, and then I realized I needed to tell you guys about my really psycho crazy day, which, and to be fair, the first part of the day was psycho crazy, and then the rest was not so much. The rest was a little bit more uneventful, but I've been watching a lot of BTS videos too, and I think I need a new camera. This one, it just randomly stopped recording, don't know when, and it constantly goes in and out of focus. So on this note, I guess I'm gonna go. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. It is currently now 2 in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I love myself, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye!